Hey guys, this is my entry for the Deboss Garage car show. This is what I got. It's a 1994 F-150. It's got a 408 stroker motor in it that I purchased off of Summit Racing. And it's carbureted. I swapped it over to carbureted the easy way. And yes, big guy got rid of the cigarette lighter. Sorry about that. Kind of had to have a place to go with that though. So, no, the cigarette lighter does not work in this truck. Don't really know what's going on with the painted red parts of the interior. It's just the way I got it. I didn't do that. Just the way I bought it. It's manual transmission and automatic. Manual 4-wheel drive, push button 4-wheel drive. This truck's got both in there. Got some gauges, gauge filler. Yeah, got a couple cheap gauges in there. Nothing really fancy in there. They're kind of crappy. Autometer down at the bottom there. It's a decent gauge. Oil pressure, only one that really matters. And the tachometer, keep your eye on the whole red line where that's going. Got 180,000 miles on it. Well, on this cab. Don't really know how you guys, or how you would consider the mileage on this truck, because, well, a lot of it ain't stock no more, or it ain't original parts. So, it's got a basic head unit in it. As far as this sound, speakers go, and they're, the exhaust, you can't hear them anyway, so it doesn't really matter what's in there. The only time you can hear the radio is when you're idling. Four-wheel drive, or it would be if I fixed my broke front axle shaft. And the bumpers, yeah, I made them myself in my shop. Well, a couple weeks ago, since I ain't got nothing else to do now that all this coronavirus is going on and foundry ain't got no work for me. I do maintenance out at the foundry, mechanical maintenance at the foundry. It's got some body rust. Really, underneath is solid. It's just some cosmetic body rust on the outside. Cab's actually pretty solid. Underneath, it was all undercoated underneath there before I got it. So the underbody is really good. It's just, well, what you can see on the outside is actually pretty, got a lot of rust going on. Pretty much basic Ford rust. Extended cab. Guess we'll just take a look under the hood and see what we got going on under here. Yep, there she is in all her glory. Like I said earlier, I bought the motor through Summit Racing and had it shipped out to my house because I live in Wisconsin. But yeah, it's got a 750 Edelbrock on it. Really not too fond of that carb. Probably gonna look for a Holly for it here, and or go with one of them EFI models on there, depending on what I decide to do. MSD Pro Billet distributor, digital 6AL box, programmable rev limiter. It's kind of nice. You can change your rev limiter whenever you want. Um, yeah, I did the swap over to carbureted. Pretty much the easy way. I use the stock Ford fuel system on it, so I can still use my dual tanks without having to put a selector valve in there or anything like that. I can just use the stock fuel system. I used a regulator that I bought off of Summit Racing that is for EFI to carbureted swaps. I can't remember, I think it was like $380 or whatever, but for the simplicity of it, it makes it well worth it to me anyways. I just bought the fittings off of there, stainless fittings, to adapt the NPT threads to the stock fuel rail fittings on the original fuel lines. I got the power to the fuel pumps by going to the relay under the hood here and from a toggle switch. So when I start the truck, I just turn the ignition power on, which the ignition power will let me turn the engine over and give power to the ignition box. And then I turn the fuel pumps on, or fuel pump. And I turn the fuel pump on manually. And I got the electric fans hooked up to, one fan is on a relay that automatically comes on and off as it's needed. And then, since it only really needs one fan cruising around town, and usually when you're going down the highway the fan doesn't kick on at all, I got the other fan hooked up to a toggle up in that same gauge pillar there, or that switch pillar there, that when I'm truck pulling, she's working hard, so I just turn that other fan on so I don't boil the coolant out of it. So yeah, that's pretty much it under the hood. Really ain't anything spectacular under the hood. It just gets the job done. The motor, the dyno sheet said 450 horse, and 468 foot-pounds of torque, but that's on, an engine dyno, I imagine. So in real life here, I really don't know what she puts out as far as horsepower goes. And I've never put it on a vehicle dyno, but thinking about bringing it in, having everything tuned on it once I get the Holly carb on it that I want, or everything else that I want on it, and the axles that I want on it. So then everything will be tuned on a vehicle dyno to my gear ratio and everything else. It drives pretty good down the road, and it's got 33 12.5 tires on it on 15-inch rims, so the sidewall roll isn't the greatest, but I've had these tires, so that's all I got on it until I switch the axles over. I'm probably not going to even think about getting new rims until I figure out what I'm doing with that. It's got 2-inch lift springs in the front with skyjacker shocks. Nothing really all that crazy there. I just adjusted the camber in all the way. I mean, she's got a little bit of a toe out problem on the front, but I just did that to get by until I figure out what I'm doing with the axles. I kind of want to go with a straight axle in the front with traction bars on it, so I'll get rid of the axle wrap when I'm going down the track, because sometimes she wants to rip the steering wheel right out of your hand when you're going down the track. So really ain't anything special. I got the frame beefed up. It might be kind of hard to see what's going on here. It's kind of hard to see underneath here. It's getting dark out, but yeah, I got the frame like boxed in the back, so she doesn't bend any more than she already is. Yeah, it's got a 1-inch body lift on it too there. I kind of had to shim the body up a little different because, well, I bent the frame with it, truck pulling. So I shimmed the body up on it and then braced everything up underneath and everything. Painted everything underneath. Got everything done up underneath. They're all braced up, and so she shouldn't bend anymore, at least in that spot. It might find a new spot to start bending in half, but I'll cross that road when I get to it. So yeah, that's my truck, and well, I guess I'll do a startup on it, and so you guys can see, and or so you guys can hear what it sounds like. Sorry, just trying to finagle my redneck camera gear here. In other words, shove a stick under it and prop it up a little bit. Yeah, it's kind of loud. Neighbors don't like it, especially when I do crap like that. I only got one neighbor. I really don't think she likes this truck, but yeah, it is what it is. Thought about putting a muffler on it, but yeah, screw that. Kind of like the way it sounds. Don't mind that rattle noise. I just think it's a little bit of a noise from the transmission. Usually goes away once it's warmed up. Oh, and I forgot to mention it's got hooker long tube headers that goes to 2.5-inch exhaust, wise down to a 3-inch exhaust that comes out in front of the tires, as you saw back there. So she barks pretty good going down the highway. So people in convertibles really don't like me, especially when I pass them. So it's kind of loud in the cab going down the road. Can't really hear anything going on out, as far as the radio goes. So. But what can you do? I never actually pulled the truck with this motor in it yet. Just kind of waiting on turn the electric fan on. For some reason, apparently my electric fan relay must not be turning on. It's getting up in temp. into that, I guess. I haven't really noticed it wasn't working. It's cold in Wisconsin this time of year. Lights ain't wired up yet. Just haven't had the time to do that. Been working on a bunch of other welding projects in the shop. Not really a priority to me right now. Well guys, I hope you like this truck. It's been with me for quite a few years. Since me and my wife have been together, we've had it. Me and my buddies from high school, and my buddy Ben passed away in 2017. He actually helped me build this truck and helped me out a lot on this truck, so in a way his memory kind of lives on in it. It's got a lot of memories in it. Yeah, me and him got in a lot of trouble in this truck. Pissed off a lot of people, but oh well, can't please everybody. Yeah, me and my wife, we actually got married in this truck, in the bed of this, in front of it actually. This truck with the old body, the black body. I'll put some pictures in there so you can see what it used to look like before I rolled it in the lawn. We got married in front of this truck. I had it done up pretty decent for what I had the money for when I was, single, working on the farm. So I really didn't have a lot of money to it, so there was a lot of body filler on the old body, so I really wasn't out a whole lot. But yeah, we got married in front of this truck, so there's a lot of memories in it. Yeah. Did a big old smoky burnout in the truck with my wife in the front seat in her wedding dress. So got a lot of memories in this truck. Been through a lot. I actually sunk it in a pond once too, so well, it was kind of a cow shit pond at the farm, so yeah, I actually got the cow shit water all the way up into the cab, so thought I could skip it across the pond. Young and dumb. Apparently not. Found out you can't water skip a truck. She just dives right down. Makes a big old mess. And every time you start the truck, it smells like burning cow shit. Found that out. Made that mistake. But yeah. Hope you guys like the truck. I've really been pretty good to me over the years. So hope you guys like it, and like I said, I've never made a video, I've never posted a video on Facebook. I don't have a Facebook. Yes guys, I don't have a Facebook. I've managed to get through life without a Facebook. If people need to get a hold of me, they usually just text or call me, but I do have an email, but I hardly ever use that because I'm kind of low key. I'm about as technically advanced as a horse and buggy, so except for the fucking vehicles for sure. So yeah, I hope you guys like my truck. It's kind of drug on a little bit just because, well, I don't know what I'm doing exactly, so. Kind of a startup sequence when you start it up, but yeah, as far as runnability, it drives up and down the road real good, I think. As far as a truck that's been rolled over and then yanked back over with another truck in my front lawn, and then truck pulled for how many years, it actually drives straight down the road, surprisingly. I do drive it to town Doesn't park the greatest because of the welded rear diff is when I got them going through parking lots. And I get a lot of stairs with the welded rear diff. Police officers have actually thought I was doing a burnout, but actually I was just trying to make a left turn. But with a welded rear diff, it just, yeah, it just makes a lot of noise when you make left turns or, well, any turns. And maybe that's why it does drive straight down the road, because the diff's welded. Yeah, so, well, I hope you guys like this video. And like I said, I've never made a video like this ever in my life, so if it turns out like crap, well, you know why. Thanks a lot.